All right, let's get started by trading here. I'm gonna move to 4-hour time frame, and I'm spotting a trade. I want to take it quickly, but as always, I'm always trading on a limit order. So I'm just gonna zoom out to show you the trading opportunity that I'm seeing right here on the market. As you can see, we're having a nice support over there. I'm gonna get to that in a moment, but you can see we've got a nice support within these key areas. So what I want to do is to place in the limit order over here. Let's just zoom into that and get the exact entry price for that limit order. As you can see here, I'm on isolated leverage. As always, I always encourage people to click on leverage and select isolated. I'm actually going to bump up my leverage size here to 20x, but also remember, this is only for experienced traders. If you're not experienced, just keep it under 5x. That way you will less likely lose your capital or your entire collateral. So I'm going to move to 100% over here, and the next thing that I can do is to take profit. Over here I can always, put my take profit and stop loss. For example, I can put, let's say 1.8, and if I enter in at that price, I'll make around about $500, which is crazy. And I'm just obviously just making this as a form of reference. I'm not saying exactly that's what's going to happen. You can always change this around also later within your trade. As you can see here, I've got $36. As I told you in the beginning of this course, that I'm going to be trading only with $36, and this is going to be a live trade. I'm going to take you through everything that I'm taking, or rather everything that I'm doing, and the reason why I'm actually taking that trade. All right, so before we do that, maybe let's look at the percentage. Let me just zoom out here and maybe go get the tools to measure the percentage. So I'm going to click on percent range or price range. Then I'm looking for that exact resistance, or rather that exact support, which is round about this price range over here. So what I can do is I can drag from here right into the top and actually see how much the market has fallen. Is around about 200%, which is crazy. And as I bring it closer, you can actually see within these key points how much the market has dropped. Now, I'm not really anticipating that the market will obviously go up. If I just leave it here, this is around about 75%. Now, I'm not anticipating that it will go up by that much. Now, let me bring my horizontal array and actually mark this as my entry point. As you can see, the market is not yet trading around that price point. And some people may actually argue that if you believe that the market is going to come down, why don't you just short the market? But I think that is sort of like a more riskier way of trading. As you can see, I'm looking for these key supports on the market. So now that we actually have our price here, that's what I'm going to put in here, this exact price. I'm just going to copy this and actually paste it here at my entry price. So I'm going to change that to 105.95, and then I'll make sure that I'm on 100%. I'm just going to put 2 for now. You'll see later as we change this, and then I'll go long. Now you can see that the trade is actually successful. You can see it here in the bottom, and you can also see it here within the chart. Now I can come to the active orders and see the orders. Remember, the order is not yet triggered, so which means you can still modify it. So I'm going to modify it for now, or rather I'm just going to leave it like that, and I'll check in on the trade in about a couple of hours from now. So I'm just going to leave everything the way it is for now, and then I'll check on the trade later, maybe a few hours later. All right, so let's check back. I'm just refreshing, and as you can see, our trade got executed. We are actually up now on profit, which is crazy. Let me just zoom in and move this thing down, and you can see here we are up by 111%, which is really crazy. And that's the reason why I was looking at that support, because very often the market will come and touch the support and bounce off. So I just wanted to profit off that. As you can see here, the market did actually push higher, which means that we were most likely up by 150% to almost 180%, but obviously now the market is retracing down from the top here, and it's actually moving down. As you can see, we are around about 100% in profit. If you recall, when we actually started here, when we placed this trade, we actually had about $36. Now we are up by $74. Now what I'm expecting is that the market will bounce off from here to touch, you know, the previous high or even higher than that. So that's what I'm expecting, and if it does go higher than the previous high, that's when I'm gonna actually open a short position. As you can see here, let me just highlight that this is the exact reason why I took this trade. Let me change the color from red, or maybe let me change it to white so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. These are the key points that I saw that were very high key points on the market, that the market will most likely come and touch this point and then bounce off from that. As you can see, we've bounced off. Now we're trading a little bit higher. So that's what is trading support and resistance. So like I said, let me just measure from here and actually bring that over right about here. All right, let me, yeah, maybe right here. And you can see if we do get to that previous, or rather to that top, what I'm actually going to be looking to do is to take a short position on the market, because I'm still anticipating that the market will actually fall. So what you don't want to do is to go against the trend. Let me measure that and bring the price range. You don't want to be going against the trend. So that's why I want to quickly close this trade so that I can prepare for my short position. Let me just move over here, which is more clear. Now you can see that we should be, you know, bouncing back and trading beyond this line here, which is the yellow line. Let me just bring this over right here. And change that to red, because this is the point where I'll be actually looking to sell or to close my position. Now that I know that exact point or the exact number, I can come here and actually change the take profit to that exact number and actually confirm this. Obviously, you can always put your stop loss. As you can see, everything has been changed, which means now I have my take profit around about this price range. So what I'm going to do is to drag this over and actually bring it to that exact point. Now you can see we're going to be up by 12%. Now 12% plus, or rather times by your leverage, which is 20, that's where you're actually getting all these crazy gains, which makes this around about 220% in profit if I do close it at that price range. So basically I'm going to close this and actually check on this trade few more hours from here. All right, so here I am a couple of hours later. We are up by $85. Remember, we started with $36, now we're at 85. We are obviously off camera. I did remove the take profits because I didn't want the take profit to be triggered while I'm not recording or while I'm not, you know, explaining to you exactly what is happening. So that's why I actually removed it. Now that I'm back, I can actually come back and put back that price. And you can see that our profit is going to be over 220%, and I will confirm that. So obviously that's where our take profit is. Like I said, the reason why I moved it away from, you know, the previous take profit that we had is simply because I was off camera and I didn't want to, let me just measure this, I didn't want to get the trade triggered while I'm off camera. Let me bring it right here. You can see it actually measures to that exact point. So I'm expecting the market to, you know, come and touch on top here or start moving sideways. So maybe let me bring this over here, and if the market does push even higher than that, maybe let's change the color to white so that you can see. If it pushed beyond that, I'll be looking to open a short position. As you can see, that's also the previous resistance. So that will be a great point for me to now start, you know, opening a short position so that I can minimize my profit or maximize my profit. I think that's the correct way. So yeah, I'll be looking to short at those exact point, but before that I need to obviously be able to close this in profit. I'm trying to squeeze as much profit as possible. As you can see here, we are up now by, or rather we're up to $92. We started by $36. We are almost 3 times or 2 times the amount that we started with. We are up now by 160%, which is crazy. And I know some of you may be saying, but you're trading just a small account. It doesn't really matter. The most important thing here when you're getting started, that's why I deposited just a small account, just a small amount, simply because you want to be acquiring the skill of trading and be able to be confident on the market with trading just small account. Because even if you're trading $1,000 or $10,000, if you don't know what you're doing, you're still going to be losing that money anyway. So you can see here we're up 160%. Now imagine you're up 160% on $1,000. That is really good money. But before you get to that, you need to be trading these small accounts, and you need to be obviously trading on a demo account to practice until you get it right. Trading is not something that you can learn overnight. A lot of people say trading is a scam or anything because they watch a course or a few YouTube videos and they think they're gonna go and take money on the market. When you're trading on the market, you're trading against institutional investors, you're trading against banks, big companies, Wall Street. Who do you think you are that you can just go and take money from Wall Street? So you need to develop a skill over a long period of time until you actually at the point where you're like, you get it. You need to have that aha moment when you're trading. You're like, okay, I know exactly what's going to happen next. You can anticipate what's going to happen next. You can see here we're up by $92 now. We're at $92, and that's the most important thing. As long as you're seeing progress within your trading portfolio, within your trading journey, that's the most important thing. And you should be demo trading for a period of about a year, maybe. Let me just bring these lines here on the channel on a 30 minute chart. Okay, let's expand this. So you can see now we are forming sort of like a channel here on a 30 minute chart, and I'm expecting the price to actually push beyond this yellow line. Remember, this yellow line is 99 EMA, so you can always add this as a form of resistance or as a form of confirming. If the market goes and close above this yellow line, that means the market is a little bit bullish. But in my case, I'm actually hoping to close the market once, or rather to close my trade once the market actually comes to trade above this line here or within this trend line here. So that's when I'll be looking to close my trade once we actually reach this trend line. So that's very important for me to actually keep the discipline, because it's very easy to get carried away to also say how it's gonna go to the moon, and it's not always gonna be the case. So basically now it's just a matter of waiting for the markets to actually push that higher, and once we actually manage to push beyond that 99 EMA or that yellow line, then I'll be able to close, or rather I'll be happy to close this trade, which most likely gonna be around 220% in profit. So the whole idea here is that the reason why I made this course is simply because I want you to learn the skill of trading from sort of like a raw perspective, and filtered without a Lambo lifestyle or anything like that, because that is a lie. Everything that you are seeing on Instagram is most likely a lie. This is a raw form of trading. I'm expecting the market to move up, and then I'll close when it get there, and I'm just keeping it as simple like that. Yes, it's a small account, but it's also very relevant because hundreds of thousands or even millions of people are actually searching this on the internet, searching how much money do you need to actually start trading, which for me is a wrong way of always looking at things. For me, the question is, how much knowledge do I have in order for me to start trading successfully? So the money side is not really a huge deal. The most important thing is that, do you know what you're actually doing? Because I can guarantee you that most people on the market don't know what they are doing. That's why people opt to get signal services. Speaking of signal services, that's the class that I'm going to be covering next, with regards to how to create your own trading signals and why you should avoid buying signals altogether. So that class is obviously coming up next. But to just wrap up here, so the most important thing that I wanted to highlight in this class is that on the market I spotted a support, and I was sort of like predicting that the market will come and touch the support before bouncing back up, and the market did exactly that, and we were able to then profit, you know, over 100%, over 150% actually, almost, you know, doubling our initial capital. Like I said, how much money you have in the beginning doesn't really matter. The most important thing is, do you have the skill and knowledge required for you to extract money on the market?